Good evening, here is my Bruticus. He is a Frankenstein Bruticus. I've got a combined Unite Warriors and Hasbro Combiner Wars Bruticus here, and yeah, he's wearing his Nana feet because they happen to be handy. I'm going to try and do a bit of a comparison here. He's pretty great. He's better than I thought. Here is the Unite Warriors Onslaught torso. So what I was going to do originally was I kind of went back and forth on which version of Bruticus I wanted, so maybe this comparison will help you guys out. I thought I preferred this Hasbro torso. I like the Onslaught better with this silver wing here, but you know, going back and looking at the cartoon, yes, he did look like that. It makes sense that the wing was in Blastoff's color. I didn't realize that that's where the wing was supposed to come from. I just thought it was decoration. And originally I didn't like how they just painted these silver. I thought this, you know, making use of the mold did a nicer accent on here. Having it in hand though, man, I really like it. I gotta say, these colors are vibrant, and this blue is gorgeous. And of course I love how Takara paints the wheel rims. So, I'm not sure. Vortex here, I'm pretty sure I still prefer the Hasbro Vortex. I like that colorful look. It's all about my childhood memories for me. I remember, I never owned any of these as a kid, but I remember vividly Vortex being these colors as the toy. And I didn't notice in the cartoon that he looked like this. I mean, that's a nice looking helicopter, no doubt about it. Now, I gotta say, I'm not gonna transform this Vortex or the Unite Warriors Brawl because I'm looking to sell these and I want to keep them nice and mint condition when I put them on eBay. I was gonna sell Onslaught, but I think I'm gonna have to keep them. I don't know which one I'm gonna end up with. I might be swapping these back and forth, but in hand it just looks so great. I didn't realize this faceplate was white. You know, this is a light silver, this is a dark gunmetal gray, this is a silver faceplate. They both have red eyes. Sorry, I'm kind of going all over the place here. This does not belong to this Vortex. Okay, let's start with Vortex. Vortex here is, as you can see, very different. I've painted this one a bit. I painted this front window in, and I painted these side windows black. Otherwise, you've probably seen the Hasbro Vortex on the shelves. That's what it looks like. This one here, one major difference I didn't notice before, this Vortex has 4 rotor blades. This Vortex only has 2. He's just like Blades from Defensor, from the Protectobots. Only 2. So Japan gets 4, which I like. I think that makes more sense. I mean, Vortex makes you think of that. I don't know. Let's try to find some differences here. Let's take this guy apart a little bit. Now that you've seen him in all combined mode, we can start popping them apart and doing a comparison here. Alright, so here are our 2 vortices. I can at least show you the vehicle mode. Again, I really like the fact that there's 4 rotor blades on there. I love the blue stripe. The blue missiles are nice. They also painted these intakes here black, which looks quite good. Some more light on the subject here. This tail rotor is painted black. Although there is a Decepticon logo here on the Hasbro, Takara one is here right on the door. Instead of painting the door black, there's black paint here. You can see black paint there. It's insignia tampograph there. Interesting choice. I will show you the torso and head at least, if I don't break it. So you can get a sense of what they look like in robot mode. I'm sure there's other videos comparing this stuff, probably better than I did. I don't know why you're watching my channel. I really appreciate it though. So, silver faceplate on the Takara, and clearly much different paint. So that's Vortex. Very different. I wonder how he ended up like this in the cartoon. Looks great. I mean, nice stealthy helicopter. Just doesn't tickle my my nostalgia. So some lucky person will get to own this. If you don't want the whole set, you can buy my Vortex. Curiously, I just noticed this head is actually molded in blue. You can see a bit of the tinge underneath, and it's all painted gray. That's probably just a manufacturing thing. But it's molded in the same color as this. So this will go to somebody who can better appreciate him. Now here's the side-by-side of Brawl. Brawl is probably the least different of them all. There are very few differences between the Hasbro and the Takara. In fact, side by side I couldn't tell you which one's which. I could just see the Tampergraph logo is a little bit smaller on the Takara one. Let me check. Yep. So this Takara on the right, Hasbro on the left. Same paint applications. The Takara barrel is a little bit more gunmetal colored, but the plastic feels different. This is a glossy black. Hasbro has headlights painted on here and a little Decepticon symbol. Takara does not. Hasbro's treads are painted a lighter gray. Takara's are slightly metallic, darker gray, I suppose. Sorry, this is off frame a little bit. The silver on the back here is the same. So our biggest difference with Brawl is the head and chest. So you can see the combiner port, which is this sort of gunmetal color on Takara and the green on Hasbro. Oh, also the fists are painted black on Takara. The green is almost identical. I'd say it's maybe a touch more brown on Hasbro's, but it's almost the same. Okay, so if we pop this open, you can see that the Hasbro head is just sort of a metallic black, sort of a dark, I guess I'm going to say gunmetal again, with a red visor. And the Takara is cartoon accurate with his weird orange eyes and head crest sort of thing, and then a red mouth plate. Looks pretty cool, but I don't know. They look good both ways. I could take it or leave it. Oh, actually, while we got it open here, Hasbro has red paint here. Takara has silver paint on his crotch, abdomen, and that's about it, really. Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. This is a darker silver. I got something gunmetal, but that's what it looks like to me. Same as this part. This is all sort of black with a light gray here. You can see that. I do like that Takara painted the fists black. That's kind of a nice touch. I didn't realize until today I had him mistransformed all this time. I didn't realize you're supposed to swing this back here to make him shorter in combined mode, which is a bit unfortunate. And then move this turret up like that to make him a foot again. Oh, and he does come with his color-coded hand-foot weapon, and Swindle has that as well. Let's move on to Swindle. I apologize, I don't have the US release of Swindle to compare with, but he's the same as the Hound mold, the same as Rook, basically. I don't know which was engineered first. I'm still in the process of doing a Sharpie job here, but pretty clever transformation. I would say that it was probably designed, I guess, all at once, but probably as a Jeep first, even though this was released first. But it looks pretty good. The only thing is hiding the hands in here doesn't work so great. You can tell it's a Jeep. I mean, you gotta kind of use the imagination to picture a Jeep here. But yeah, it works. It's got the cartoon accurate purple hood. The US release has nice headlights painted on, which I like, but on the US this is gray. Sorry, this is the tan color, and instead they decided to paint his waist purple, which is the oh boy, pulling it apart here. Which is the faux grille and headlights behind there. Sorry, I should just transform this guy for you, but yeah, this is purple in the US release for some reason, because then that should mean this is all purple in Jeep mode, but I don't think it is. Let's look at a picture. So there's our answer. Again, I love that they painted the wheel rims silver. I like that they painted the roll cage silver here. His fists are silver. I guess it's nice. I could have done without that. I don't know. The head is pretty good. Looks like Swindle, although he looks grumpy here. I wish he was giving his signature smirk that he usually is. One problem I have is this falls off every time. Probably the Hasbro versions is bad. I don't know. But boy, this just pretty much falls off every time I transform it. Nevertheless, it is a good rendition of Swindle. This gray doesn't match the silver plastic, but it's not too bad. You can tuck this in if you want him to look a bit more slender or athletic, I guess. But then his head doesn't quite sit flat, so best just to leave it there. You can always paint these headlights if you want to. I may do that. Although the headlights don't look like these don't look like these, don't look like these. I don't know what they're trying to pull off here exactly. They've got 3 different headlight and grille sections, 3 different fronts of the vehicle. These two, neither of these two match the vehicle, which, now that I notice it, makes me angry. Lots of detail here. They could have painted a bit more. This is nicely painted here. There's some bags here, and this part of the cage could have been painted, I guess. I do like the gun is painted nice silver, except for the handle, which is actually good because, one, that's where it sits when you plug it in places. You can also plug it into his arm, like, because it kind of carries it like Megatron does. And when it's sitting on top, I actually use this hole to stick it on here, which looks great, and then this, being unpainted, kind of blends into the background. You don't really notice it sticking out there as much, which is great. Or you could plug it on, like this sits on the top of the, this becomes the top of the Jeep. You can plug it in there. So I like that. And again, the color-coded hand foot piece of crap. And I think that's all I've got to say about Swindle. This is one of the reasons why I bought the Unite Warriors version, because I really like how they handled Swindle. Again, it's not perfect, but there's a nice repro label that puts the yellow stripes on black here. I would love to have just that, but maybe I can paint it there myself. The back of the Jeep should have that detail too, but it doesn't. It's one thing I really miss. I wish that, I mean, that was a pretty prominent feature to me, that it had that sticker on the G1 that had black here with the yellow stripes. I wish they could have integrated that on one of these versions of Swindle, but nobody did it. And yeah, that's all. So let's put him, as I've been blabbing on here, I've been putting him back into leg mode. And we will give him a foot. I just ordered a knockoff set of Perfect Effect feet today from AliExpress. So for now I'll just use these Nonif feet. And this is going to be for comparison later. I'm going to rebuild him as Combiner Wars. At least mostly Combiner Wars. Bruticus. Because that's mostly what I have. If you've been paying attention. So here he is with his silver legs, which I thought would look bad, but in person they don't. They don't look bad at all. They look pretty cartoon sexy. So let's move on to the most interesting limb, Blastoff. Alright, so Blastoff. First of all, let's get this thing off of here because that's retarded. There is a port there, there's hands available, there's 2 ports here, and his gun plugs in here. and that's the landing gear. That's kind of neat. And that way he's got landing gear, and these are supposed to be landing gear, I guess, too. Let's talk about Blastoff. I didn't actually order the set to get Blastoff. I think most people might want this set because of Blastoff, because in the Hasbro version we didn't get him. Now I'm going to go on a limb and guess, I'm just guessing, we'll probably get a release of him, because with the first couple of combiners where they pulled this crap, substituting a limb, that's what happened, right? We got Rook, and we got, oh boy, oh, the Aerial Bot, oh yeah, Alpha Bravo, and we got Off-Road, and then later on Hasbro released, I think it was just on their website, Hasbro Toy Shop, and maybe some exclusives, I don't know. You were able to order online. If you did it really fast before they sold out, you could get your proper Wild Rider and Slingshot. They weren't the same as the Takara releases. Oh, and Groove, you can get Groove. You know, but to buy them, it cost you more because the price of those individual figures were more than all the other ones. They were like 30 something, I guess, instead of the usual, what, 12. No, I think they sold for 25 instead of 12 retail. So you're gonna pay more than that to get one now. But if you managed to score one retail, you would have paid like double. And that was after they released these stuff. I think it's a dick move. Dick move, Hasbro. But they might do the same with this guy. So just be patient if that's all you want. If you just want Blastoff. I don't think he's quite the right colors. This is probably animation accurate, again, as Takara usually does, rather than toy accurate. He's mostly brown here, from what I recall. So too much black for my liking. I wish he was more toy accurate. Maybe I should buy the Hasbro one, if and when it comes out. Anyway, it's nice to have Blastoff. He ain't perfect. So there's a few problems I'll talk about. The transformation is, pretty familiar, but fairly clever. You detach these. This separates. You can actually pull this right off. You can rotate this, or just these pieces just unplug. I'll show you the official way first. So you kind of have to do a bit at a time. This is the old sideways leg thing. The slots in here. We've all seen this by now. This works fine, and the feet swivel on two joints, come up like that. This looks accurate to cartoon and everything. You fold the wings back. So here's where the instructions say to rotate these around, which makes sense. It blends in a bit more. The instructions also show you that you can just unplug it and put it on its back. I'll show you that later. So now this part is a bit tricky here. This front part is segmented into 4 pieces. They kind of all fold up together. So this is pegged into his shoulders. You got to unpeg that and move this back. Now, when you do that, it pushes this out. You got to be careful when you're transforming it back. I just found this out that you push this in and it won't go all the way. That's because there's a little tab here. So this has to be up for that to be transformed. It's kind of nice that it helps you move it out, I guess. Maybe that's what that's for. You'll see a tab here. This is for the back. Now the head is hanging off here. This head's been falling off on me right here. See where it's pegged in? This just pops out of it. The neck part pops out on me quite a bit. And his head's in 2 pieces, which separates. You can see a bit of paint there. Alright, now there's another tab there. So what happens is this, well, for robot mode, okay, we've got to turn his waist around. Okay. So this is going to be his chest, right? So his head's up there now. What we do is spread these open. This thing double hinges and collapses in on itself. Just to hide. Oop, okay, I'm having a lot of trouble with these pegs. I think this should be pinned in just like that other bit that was kind of part of me. So that folds down like that, you see? And this is going to slide into these notches on his chest, and then these parts will just collapse around to fill it. So that's pretty cool. So another double hinge here. Just kind of ease that into place, and then that goes there like that. So he's got quite a nice rack. Great arm folding too. I guess that's the transformation thing, but I should say arm articulation. Okay, so that's a nice looking Blastoff. Let's give him his pistol. Just his little pistol is all he comes with, but I think that's what he should have. So that's pretty cool. It's a good robot. I like it. Looks good. By the way, you know, at first, oh, I forgot to put his arms up a bit higher, a bit more aggressive like that. So my thoughts on Blastoff are, I would have, oh, before I get, so again, these are off the bat. If you want, you can take them off, just peg them together. I'm going to complain about this when we get to combine mode, but for now we can just put that here, and see this slot goes on there. Insert tab A into slot B, and you can have a little fin. So that works just as well. I think that's a little bit better, I guess, because it makes the legs look less busy. Okay, so my thoughts on Blastoff are this, in case you're nobody wants to hear my thoughts. Okay. So here's the thing with Blastoff. He was a space shuttle before. That don't make no friggin' sense. I don't know why he's a space shuttle for combat. Maybe there's a reason. I didn't look it up. Sorry. I usually try to find these things out for you guys, but I don't care. But I'm not that interested in Blastoff. When Combiner Wars came out and Blastoff was turned into a fighter jet, I thought, you know what? That makes sense. I'm okay with him being a fighter jet, and he looks good in those colors, the brown and bit of purple. Looks pretty cool. I liked it. You know what? Okay, so you know what, Hasbro? I'm on board for fighter jet Blastoff. You got me. I'm with you. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Which aerial bot did you repaint? Slingshot. Slingshot's face looks nothing like Blastoff. And obviously it should have been Fireflight, because Fireflight's the same damn jet, but with a face that looks pretty similar to Blastoff's, with a faceplate. Why the hell didn't they use Fireflight as Blastoff? I do not understand it. I would have bought that one. I would have bought that one. And you know what, I might have even well, I don't know, I've got this Blastoff now, but I would have been happy with that. But Slingshot, what were they thinking? I don't understand that decision. That's just a boneheaded decision to me, and I don't get it. And then I started, you know, I was thinking, can I get an extra Fireflight somewhere and steal the head and put the head on it and paint? And I thought, this is ridiculous. For that kind of money, may as well just get this set. Hasbro, what are you doing over there? Anyway, so that's that. So I'll show him. Let's get him into the arm mode now that I've been crying over that. So we gotta carefully move this up and get this peg out. Now, what happens to me? Let's take this off. Now, when we move this combiner port, this has got to come out of the way, and let's try not to break it off this time. Okay, so this comes up, and see, this I think is going to collide. Okay, that goes right through the. See, it's coming out. It's coming out. This is not pinned in, and it should be. I don't know what I'm going to, I guess I'll just, okay. So this needs to be in that position, that can tuck in there. Okay, we're good. Now, can I get this up into some sort of, god damn. I don't know where this is supposed to sit. I think I should just check the directions or something. I guess maybe like that. I'm going to check the directions on that. This is the part that's going to bother me though, because okay, this is how I like to have my arm in combine mode. So this, I like to have the full range of motion in the elbow, which means that this, it should be like this. But I cannot for the life of me get this thing to stay pegged together. I think it's when the toes are down. When the toes are down, you can know who your friends are. Maybe that would be a little bit better for that. Let's get him a hand. Let's give him a hand, everyone. So yeah, near as I can tell, this just sort of sits there like that. There's nothing to peg it in place here, and it feels like there should be. And then you just fold the arms up. And this is holding together a little bit better at the moment. So then we'll just put this hand on here, which is a nice, it's got some paint on it, on the top part of it, so that's alright. Alright, so that is going to be the hand. See, I'm just turning it and it splits apart and it drives me crazy. And this is where I was saying that maybe attaching this here might help. That might look silly though. I don't know if people want a fin on their wrist. But this kind of helps hold it together. It doesn't have to be there though. You could put it, where could we put, no, that doesn't work. You know what? I guess we could hang them off here. No, that's going to be in the way too. I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it, so I'm just going to leave it there. Or maybe this way to be symmetrical. Yeah, let's just put it there for now. Let's do that. And let's attach our limb. This blue, man, I'm telling you, it's so nice. Oh, by the way, since I'm not going to show you much of Onslaught, there's his beautiful head. The Hasbro version is black with a red visor, which looks nice. Okay, so he's put together. Just before I attach these weapons are nicely painted on the Takara version, whereas the Hasbro is pretty bland. So I'll attach these. This is actually the first time I've had them in combined mode like this, and I gotta say, I think it looks pretty fantastic. I took these off in the end because they didn't help hold this together. This is okay now, but as soon as you try to move it, I guess it's because these legs, if you don't bend these legs at the exact same time, this splits apart. It's just more noticeable on this particular mold than it is with the helicopters and other arms. But I don't know why that is, but I should just stop touching it. Yeah, he's gonna look great with the Perfect Effect pieces on him. Yeah, I think I prefer this torso now that I'm seeing it. Now that I'm seeing it in person, it's quite good. So there's the Hasbro torso to compare with. I mean, it depends what you want. So yeah, basically it comes down to toy and lower price, or animation accurate, high price, and sexy. What's more important to you? So that's what they look like side by side. Hope that helps you guys out a little bit, or just captured your interest for a while. Really appreciate all my views, subscribers, likes, anything you guys do really helps me out. And most of all, I just hope you enjoyed it. And leave some comments. Let's talk about Transformers.